Hello, I'm James Reeves, local business owner in Washington County, Tennessee. I've run for mayor over the past two election cycles, once 5 years ago, and then last August. Last August's election, in trying to figure out why we keep losing, me and some other people that run, the early voting totals, and then winning the day of the election, but of course losing the election. I just wanted to see what the pattern was. I've been working with voting patterns, and numbers is my thing for over 30 years. So I pulled a picture of all the voting machine tabulations and realized that in one of the early voting sites, of the 10 machines, 3 actually told the truth, one-handedly, and the other 7 were lying. How we tabulated this was taking the day of the vote precincts and matching with the early voters in each particular machine. There's another video that describes that a little better. What I have done since then is had the election commission take pictures, because they wouldn't let me take pictures. They gave me photocopies of the actual machine receipts of the May election last year, my election from 5 years ago in the general election, and the Republican primary from 5.5+ years ago. And the same pattern emerges. Okay. There's always some machines that tell the truth, mainly in one of the early voting centers, mostly Jonesboro. In the primary from 5.5 years ago, it actually showed the pattern shows up in Junction City. What I'm trying to get at is that this happened. The math's there. There's no easy way to prove it. You can't get a hold of all the voters. You could get a hold of all the voters, but a lot of people are going to say who they voted for. It's just nature of it. It's not something I'd want to willingly do, especially if you're a county employee, have a family of the county employer, sheriff's department, teacher, whatever. And with 12% of the actual voting, public voting, it's a lot of what votes in these county local elections is exactly that. What I have found from last year's election, in the general election and the primary, there was one particular machine that actually told the truth in both elections. And I started thinking that there's no election official, either in the county, the state, anywhere in the country, that can really tell you what's going on inside the machine. It's all proprietary. I had an election official actually put their hand on the machine and say, "Hey, I don't know if there's a Chinese chip in this machine." They don't. Okay, what if there's a chip that actually receives information? These machines are on all the time, sitting in a room. There's a lot of speculation, and they expect me to know how or why. I just have the math proving the votes were moved at the end of the day. So there's a longer video where I go into more description and everything, but this is just a short video of what I have, and that this is not all about me. It's about the future of this country. It's about the future for my children. And what's the redress? If they're stealing 10% of the vote on a local election, and I don't care if it's Republican, Democrat, it's both sides, guys. We the people are just sitting here starving for some truth at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, the people I've been able to approach and talk to about this, they're like, yeah, it looks like it happened, but good luck with that. So I'm going out there with this now. There's a longer video connected to this. You can watch that one, and I get in a little bit more detail. But thanks for your time. I don't lie. My math is perfect. I've checked it over and over again. This happened.